Well, hey, I'm just changing my, let's go with fall foliage here. My background. Go with the black background. Oh, yeah. Now I like that. Seems too dark. How about that one? All right. Hey, guys. Mr. Trutna. See you later. You're still going to hear me, though. Okay. We are on these are the notes for Unit 3 notes, assignment number 6. If you were absent in class, you might want to pause the video at this point and copy down everything that you are looking at right now, because what you're looking at right now are actually the notes that we did in class. So the video will not entail these notes here, where we went over graphing, we went over slope, went over y-intercept, went over how to graph, went over how to make a slope triangle, which are the triangles in yellow, and then we went over to how to identify the slope angle. We did not go over how to figure out that the slope angle is 68 degrees. I gave that to you there. Okay, but today's notes, the notes for the video is, we're going to go over multiplying two polynomials and finding the missing angles in right triangles. Okay, so first of all, let's go over how do we multiply two polynomials. And what we mean by that is let's say I have the expression 7x minus 5. That right there, that expression is what is known as a polynomial. Okay, the word poly, or the prefix poly, means many. The suffix nomials means numbers. So polynomial literally refers to as many different numbers. Okay, so 7x minus 5 is what we call a binomial. It's got two different numbers, or numerical values, 7y and the 5. Notice that those two are two completely different. So that is a binomial. And then let's say that I tell you, or I ask you to multiply that with 3y minus 9, which is another binomial. Okay, so the process that we do to multiply these two binomials together is we're going to incorporate the area model. This is why we studied the area model so extensively at the beginning of the school year. We're going to use this area model in order to figure out what's the result when I multiply 7y minus 5 with 3y minus 9. And here's how we do it. We're going to take the first expression, the 7y minus 5, and that's going to represent the top length of my area model. And then the side length of my area model, I'm going to represent it with the 3y and the minus 9. And that minus 9 I'm going to treat as a negative. Now, because the 7y minus 5 has two different terms, that means I'm going to divide my area model into two spaces vertically. And because 3y is a different term than minus 9, I'm also going to divide my area model into two spaces horizontally. So I end up with 4 individual rectangles. And then the idea is I'm going to fill in each individual rectangle by always multiplying the top of the rectangle with the side of the rectangle. So in other words, this one, I'm going to multiply the 7y with the 3y, and whatever that result is, I'm going to write that inside the rectangle. 21y to the second power in this case. Okay? And then I'm going to repeat that process for all the other individual rectangles that I have. So to figure out what I put in the top right rectangle, I'm going to take the negative 5. I'm going to multiply that with the 3y. And I'm going to write that result, which is negative 15y in the top right rectangle. The bottom left rectangle, I'm going to multiply the top of it, which is 7y. I'm going to multiply that with its left side, which is negative 9. And 7y multiplied with negative 9 is negative 63y. The last rectangle, the bottom right rectangle, I'm going to take the length of its top, which is negative 5. I'm going to multiply it with its side, which matches up with -9, and -5 multiplied with -9 is positive 45. Okay, and so then my result is what this is equal to when I multiply 7y minus 5, that quantity with 3y minus 9, I'm going to get 21y squared, and then a minus 15y, and then a minus 63y, and I'm just going around and I'm writing, and then a positive 45. And I'm writing the expression that would be all four of each individual area's rectangle combined together. And this would be my answer if there was nothing that I can combine. However, the negative 15y is a like term with the negative 63y. So what you would do is you would combine those two terms together. So that would give me a final result, or a final expression is 21y squared minus 78y plus 45. Okay, so that is what the result is when I multiply 7y minus 5 with 3y minus 9. Okay, so that is an example of how we multiply two polynomials. Now let's go over into finding missing angles in right triangles. So let's go ahead and we're going to do 3 examples here. Let's go ahead and draw a right triangle. So we're going to have 3 examples. So we're just going to draw this right triangle 3 times. Okay, so you're going to make that right triangle 3 times. I'm going to just copy the right triangle, and then I'm just going to paste it. Whoa, didn't want to paste it way down there. Let's drag it up here. I don't know why it pasted way down there. Come on, page. There we go. I'm going to paste it right there. Sorry about that. And I'm going to paste it there. Okay, so we've got these 3 triangles. And what we're going to do is we're going to do various problems where we're going to be finding missing angles. So in the first problem, we're going to find x. And we know that that bottom right angle is 73 degrees. In the second problem, we are going to find y. And actually, both of those angles are going to be labeled as y. And in the third problem, we're going to find w. And in this one, we're going to have a 2w and a w, okay? All right, so how do we do this right here? Well, remember that here's what we know about triangles. The 3 angles in a triangle always add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so here's what we know. The 3 angles in a triangle always add up to 180 degrees. So that means that the angle where the x is, plus the angle where the 73 degrees is, plus the 90-degree angle, those 3 angles add up to 180 degrees. And what we're going to do is we're going to use that fact in every one of these equations or triangles, no matter what is in the angles, in order to find the missing angle that we have. Okay, so in this problem right here, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to combine the 90 with the 73. That gives me 163. That's equal to 180. And then I'm going to subtract 163 from both sides of the equation. And that is going to give me an answer of x is equal to 17. Okay, so that's how we would do the first problem. We're finding the missing angle, which is 17. In the second equation, we're going to do the same exact idea as the first equation. We know the 3 angles add up to 180 degrees. So we have the y angle plus the other y angle plus the 90-degree angle. Those 3 angles add up to 180. That's always the case with triangles. And then I'm going to just solve this equation. So I'm going to subtract 90 from both sides. And after I subtract 90 from both sides, I'm just going to combine these y's together. So y plus y is going to give me 2y. And that's going to be equal to 90, because 180 minus 90 is 90. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And that gives me y is equal to 45. Okay, so that is the value for y, which would make that angle up there, both of the angles where the y is, as 45 degrees. Okay, last one, same idea. I know that the 2w angle, when I add it with the w angle, when I add it to the angle that is 90 degrees, those three angles always, the three angles in a triangle, always add up to 180 degrees. So then I'm going to use this equation in order to solve for w. So just like in the previous example, I'm going to subtract 90 from both sides. The 90s would cancel out. I'm going to combine the 2w with the w. That is going to make 3w, and that's going to be equal to 90. Dividing by 3, I get w is equal to 30. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, now that I know that w is 30, I know the angle down where the w is 30 degrees. And then I know this angle where the 2w is going to be 2 times 30. So that tells me that that angle up there is 60 degrees. There we go, you guys. Unit 3, assignment number 6's notes. Okay, once again, if you were not in class, then you should pause the video and copy down all of that information.